What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Julia, and for those of you who didn't know, I am a National Academy of Sports Medicine certified personal trainer. I absolutely love what I do because I am so incredibly passionate about health and fitness, and I'm so incredibly excited to be sharing this video with you guys. So today we are doing a deep dive into my exact training split, the split that helped me achieve my goal body weight, my goal physique, and just really has me feeling like my fittest and healthiest self. I am obsessed with this split, and ever since I posted my YouTube video about how I achieved my goal weight, I have been getting countless questions about it. So today we're sitting down and we're doing a deep dive. I'm giving you guys all the information, so buckle up and let's get into it. And I feel like it's important to add a little bit of fitness background info just in case this is your first time watching one of my videos. Maybe you know nothing about me, but fitness has always been a huge part of my life. I was a competitive gymnast from age 5 until I graduated, and I actually competed at the Division I level in college, and that's where my love for health and fitness really started, because that's when I was introduced to strength and conditioning. So from age 5 up until I went to college, my only real form of exercise was going to gymnastics practice every day. I was in the gym 20 to 24 hours a week, and gymnastics is hard. I will always stand by the fact that gymnastics is the most physical and mental sport in the entire world. It's incredible. But then once I got to college, we practiced 4 days a week, and then we had team strength and conditioning 5 days a week. And that strength and conditioning really opened my eyes to how incredible fitness is and how much it can impact your performance. When we were doing strength and conditioning in college, there was no physique goal, there was no like weight loss goal, no I want to be able to lift this much weight type of goal. Like, it was all about making us better athletes, making us better well-rounded gymnasts. And I loved seeing how our strength and conditioning impacted our performance in the gym. Like, I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And once I graduated college in 2020, I guess that's when you could say my own health and fitness journey started. And since then I have dabbled with so many different splits. And I think it's important to experiment with different forms of exercise and different splits to see how your body responds to that different stimulus. Just like I talked about in my how I achieved my goal weight video, when I said it's important to experiment with your nutrition and your macros, it's just as important to experiment with your exercise and your splits to see what works best for you, because it is not a one size fits all type of thing. I've had splits that are solely strength focused, splits that are very HIIT focused. I had a phase where I was just doing F45. I had a very run focused split. Like, I have tried it all, but it's important to note that I typically stick with splits for at least 12 weeks. I feel like a good rule of thumb is to stick with a split for at least 6 to 8 weeks. That way you can truly see how your body responds to that split by staying consistent with it for 6 to 8 weeks. Don't just give it a week or two. Your body needs more time than that. So I always say stick with a split for 6 to 8 weeks and see how your body responds. And like I said before, this is my 12th week doing this specific training split, 12 weeks of consistency, and I can confidently say that this is by far my best, most well-rounded training split I have ever come up with. I truly feel like my fittest, most functional, healthy, happiest self ever. I feel like I look my best, I'm performing my best in the gym. I just feel incredible, hence why I need to share the split with you guys. So I'll quickly run through the day-by-day breakdown, and then we'll dive deeper into each of those days. So Monday is legs, focusing on hamstrings and glutes. Tuesdays is upper body push focused. Wednesdays, active recovery. Thursdays are also lower body, but focusing on quads and glutes. Fridays are a pull day, but pretty much just a back day. Saturdays are active recovery, and Sundays are a rest day. So we're just gonna jump right to my favorite days of the week, Monday and Thursday, my leg days. My leg days always have a hypertrophy focus to them, so focusing on high volume, moderate to moderately heavy weight, nothing too heavy because we're not training until failure. Typically with hypertrophy training, the reps are a little bit higher, the sets are a little bit higher, and like always, form is key. So when it comes to actually designing my workouts for my lower body days, I always start with 2 to 3 different compound lifts. A compound lift is any exercise where multiple muscle groups are working together simultaneously in order to properly complete that exercise. The big 3 would be the squat, the bench press, the deadlift. So I choose 2 to 3 that mainly focus on the muscle group I'm focusing on that day, and I usually do 5 to 6 sets of 10 to 12 reps. I will practice progressive overload, slowly increasing the weight over time. Some days I'll increase the weight as I'm working through my sets. It just depends on what I program out for myself and how I'm feeling that day, because there are days where I feel a heck of a lot stronger and days where I'm pretty darn weak. So you really have to, once again, listen to your body and assess from there. But typically my Monday hamstring and glute focused compound lifts are gonna be barbell back squats, barbell hip thrusts, and barbell RDLs. Those are pretty much constants on my Monday leg days. And then after working through 5 to 6 sets of 10 to 12 reps of each of those, I'll move into 1, maybe 2 supersets. It really just depends on if I have time. And those are basically just made up of accessory exercises, once again, working my hamstrings and glutes. And typically that'll be 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. The main focus is on those compound lifts, having proper form on them, making sure I'm using the proper weight that challenges me, and really taking my time. I'm not rushing, I'm utilizing my rest, and I'm really just focusing on mastering the movement and feeling the exercise in the appropriate muscle groups. When it comes to my Thursday quad and glute focused compound lifts, they're pretty much always barbell front squats, barbell sumo deadlifts, and then I hit barbell hip thrusts once again. And same thing, 5 to 6 sets, 10 to 12 reps. I'll be increasing that weight slowly over time. And then I move in to 1, maybe 2 different supersets, usually 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, focusing on quad and glute focused accessory exercises. And then if I have time, I do like to finish my lower body days with a 5 to 10 minute incline walk on the treadmill. I feel like it's just the perfect way to shake out my legs. Moving on to my Tuesday and Friday upper body days, the focus here is on maintenance. There's no hypertrophy training, no going for max strength. Like, I'm literally just trying to maintain what I currently have. And that's because my upper body is so incredibly strong from gymnastics, and I'm very thankful for that. But for that, I'm just trying to maintain. And when it comes to maintenance, you don't need to do as much work as people think you need to do. Yes, if you're trying to build, it takes a heck of a lot of work. But once you have that muscle and you just want to maintain it, the workload can come down a ton. And because of that, my upper body lifts on Tuesdays and Fridays are usually only 30 to 35, maybe 40 minutes max. So when it comes to my Tuesday push days, the focus is chest, shoulders, and triceps, and then typically I sprinkle in a little bit of core as well. And I knew when I was first starting the split that Tuesdays could be the most boring upper body lift of my entire life. The goal is maintenance. We're working with moderate weight, moderate reps, moderate sets. Could be so boring. So I had to do something about it. I was like, you know what? Let's set up my upper body push days as a circuit. These days are already gonna have the most variability. I'll be changing exercises in and out to keep things fun and interesting. So let's make it a circuit. So there's no compound lift that I start with, no supersets that I move through. I literally just set up each exercise in a circuit style, move through them, doing 1 set of each, right back up to the top, 1 set of each, right back up to the top. Typically I choose 5 to 6 different exercises. I always make sure 1 is very chest focused, 1 is very tricep focused, 1 is very shoulder focused. Maybe I'll throw in another one of some of those. Maybe I'll throw in 2 core exercises. It just depends on the day. But 5 to 6 different exercises, typically 8 to 12 reps and 3 to 5 rounds through that circuit. It usually takes me 30, maybe 35 minutes, and then I hop on the treadmill for a 12-330 incline walk. I finish both of my upper body days with a 12-330 incline walk. Because my workout is pretty short, that extra 30-minute walk helps me feel like I did a complete workout. It also helps me use like the rest of my energy. I'm a very high energy person, so a 30 to 35-minute workout just doesn't feel like enough for me. Yes, my upper body is toast afterwards, but I still have more energy, if that makes sense. So finishing with 12-330, I love it. I know it's like very trendy, and I honestly walk at like 3.3 to 3.5 miles per hour because 3 is just way too slow, but I honestly love it. And that's something that is brand new to my split. I started it as soon as I started this new split. Like, it's very new to my lifestyle, and I honestly love it. Like, I hate to say it, but it's incredible. So I finished my Tuesday upper body days with that, and I also finished my Friday back days with that. And speaking of my Friday back day, those days are a bit unique as well, but mainly just because I'm slightly contradicting myself. Yes, the main focus is still on maintaining my current back strength and not building anymore, but I do start with a hypertrophy style compound lift. It's always a barbell conventional deadlift or a trap bar deadlift, so obviously it's also working my legs, and that's why I set it up more hypertrophy style. I do it just like my leg days, where I do 5 to 6 sets of 10 to 12 reps of one of those deadlifts. After that, that's when I move into more of like the back maintenance. I usually do 2 different supersets, so 4 exercises total done in superset style, typically 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps, working maintenance, so moderate weight, moderate reps, moderate sets, and all in all, that lift takes me 30, maybe 40 minutes max, and then I hop on the treadmill for my 12-3:30 incline walk. All right, now that we've got the strength days out of the way, hopefully they made sense to you. It's pretty simple. I mean, 2 upper body days, 2 lower body days. But let's move on to my Wednesday and Saturday active rest days. Basically, these are my days where I really just listen to my body and do whatever movement feels good. More often than not, it ends up just being a long 5-mile walk. Sometimes I'll swim, sometimes I'll do a chill jog, sometimes I'll walk and I'll swim. It really just depends on the day and how I'm feeling. And that kind of comes with experience. The more you listen and learn your body, the better you'll be able to understand what it needs on those active rest days. And I love having them, one in the middle of the week, one towards the end of the week. Like, it's just the perfect combination for me. And I've dabbled with so many different rest day options, but this Wednesday, Saturday thing, it works beautifully. And last but not least, Sundays are always my rest days. Typically I'll go on a walk outside just because I love walking. Sometimes I'll stretch, do some foam rolling. Usually I end up forgetting to stretch and foam roll and I just walk, let's be honest. But Sundays are my rest days. And the reason I think this split is working so well with my body is because it gives my body more rest than it has ever gotten. And your body needs rest in order to repair and rebuild and recover from the workouts you're putting it through. And with that, I just want to finish this up by saying, once again, this is just the training split that works for me at this point in my life. It is not a one-size-fits-all type of thing. Don't look at my split or anyone else's split and automatically think that it's going to bring you the same success, because we are all different people. You're going to have to experiment with different splits, experiment with different types of exercise to see how your body responds. I used to be a person that thought more was always better. I need to be doing more. I need to be working harder. I need to be doing HIIT and cardio and strength and all these different things and always changing up my routine. But in reality, what works best for me is sticking with a split, being consistent with it, listening to my body, giving my body rest, and really focusing on strength training. My body looks its best, feels its best, functions its best when my sole focus is strength training. But that might not be true for everyone. So figure out what works for you and stick with that. This may be a great starting point, but I honestly want you to try different things and see how your body responds to that stimulus and find what works for you. And at the end of the day, you need to make sure your training split is fun, because the best split for you is going to be the split that you can stick to and be consistent with. And if you're not having fun and you're not enjoying what you're doing, you're not going to stick to it and you're not going to be consistent with it. So make sure you're doing exercises and a training split that you actually enjoy. It's going to take some trial and error. I love my training split. I thoroughly enjoy every single day of the week. I look forward to getting my workouts done, and that came as a product of so much trial and error. Years of trying different splits, different forms of exercise, until finally hitting the nail on the head and figuring out which training split made me feel and look and function my best. And I love it. I am thriving. I have loved every second of these past 12 weeks, and I can't wait to see where the split takes me. And who knows, maybe in a few months, I'll change up my split. But for now, in this point of my life, it is perfection. Like, nobody's perfect, but my training split is perfect for me. All right, I have been chatting for way too long. I'm also very sorry if you could hear the hammering in the background. My neighbors are getting their roof redone, and the roofers told me they're gonna be here all week, so I didn't wanna push off this video any longer. The questions have been rolling in. I needed to get this information out to you guys. So hopefully this was helpful and you learned from it and you got more insight into my exact training split. But keep in mind, it's my training split. It's personalized to me, my fitness level, and my goals. So take it all with a grain of salt. You can use it as your baseline and experiment from there to find what works for you. But I am gonna wrap this video up here. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you all next time.